All right, gang. Welcome to more Wingspan on Board Game Arena. We're doing something a little different here this time. We are going to do a post-game commentary on a game I played, which I have kind of been fundamentally opposed to in general, because you know who's going to win it. Where's the excitement in that? Someone would not do a post-game commentary if they didn't win it. That doesn't sound like much fun. So takes a lot of the tension out of it as opposed to those live games. But this was a fun one. You can see we've got a wood duck. It is going to be another wood duck game. I guess it's hard to resist posting about wood duck games. We got other good cards too, as well as the fishery manager. So we're going to go. Let's see what we grab. We get the wood duck, chickadee, and the puffin. Thinking about now, maybe that fish crow would not have been too bad either. Grab a grain for our wood duck, of course. But then again, we need to get our wood duck down sooner. So, and we like the chickadee, just so we start getting 2 food at a time as opposed to one. This one is just a fun one because I do wind up losing every end of round goal, but still manage to do pretty darn good for myself. Opponent plays the northern flicker, one of my favorite birds, and gets a grub out of it. We're going to get that wood duck down, of course. We got some good cards in the tray, the oriole, the crane. We're going to want those, and I think we wind up getting them. Oh, the opponent plays a tree swallow. Kind of standard stuff. Oh, this thing's just going to keep going. I must have hit the wrong button there out of habit. I do like to watch my replays, and so I'll say go to the end of the game. So yeah, we grab a crane, and I missed what we discarded. So let's see what happens next. Opponent decides to just lay some eggs. He's probably got something for the wetlands coming, or he's going to grab a few more cards. It's been a couple days since I played this game, so don't remember all the details, but we're going to get down our chickadee next for sure. Player grabs some cards. Another chickadee pops up. Wouldn't be bad for us, but our opponent decides to grab it instead. It's good to, you just want to build out this wetlands as much as you can. When you've got a wood duck, get all the points you can, all the food you can, hopefully all the eggs you can, but it's good to, because you're going to be running that forest a whole lot. See what my opponent does next. Grab some food, picks up a fish. Not sure what that's going to be for. And we're just going to grab some more food and get a couple new cards to check on. Can never go wrong with grubs. I could have grabbed some fish for the puffin, but again, we are trying to get that forest going. So playing the puffin is definitely an end move. It's still too early, and we get the quail. So the quail is beautiful. The quail will get us eggs in the forest. Opponent continues to build out their wetlands. We love that the quail popped up. End of round goal is eggs in ground nest as well, but we're probably not going to have time to do that. We'll see. Nope, we're going to have to grab food, and then final turn we'll just be able to play the quail, but we won't get any eggs in there. Grab that oriole. That'll be good to round out our forest. By the time we play it, we should have already 2 or 3 more birds, and that'll just be a nice bomb to help us get even more birds. Opponent grabbing some cards to round things out. They'll get to go twice in a row here in a couple turns. I get down my quail. Very happy to see that guy. And my opponent lays some eggs. So he gets that in a round goal. That is going to be the theme of this game. Sparrow pops up. Nuthatch pops up. I think we go for that nuthatch. Opponent, what did my opponent do? Opponent got some food. Single food. That's not a lot. We are looking much better in the food situation. And now the egg situation as well. We're getting eggs, we're getting cards. It's the dream come true. It's a little bit limited because it's the California quail, which you can only lay in the quail itself. So that's going to make it tough for some round goals. Let's see what we pick up here. We're going to pick up that sparrow just as a denial. We don't want to give our opponent some good egg laying capacity. And out pops the towhee and the long spur. Opponent does not go for the towhee, which I'm a bit surprised by, but it is a cheap bird. So he instead plays the woodpecker. We can understand it. Once you invest in a forest, the towhee is really just a 0-point bird that you're probably not going to be getting the benefits from too often. So we want to play our nuthatch, but we need another egg, so we have to spend a turn grabbing food, and by doing so, we can grab that long spur as well. Next up will be the nuthatch. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Just grabbing more cards. They've got 5. No food. They do grab blackbird, which will be good for getting some eggs. Finally, we're going to get this chickadee down. Spend both eggs on it. We're really just building up our engine here. Getting it going. We've got 3 points producers in our forest now. Obviously, you can't run that for the entire game, but it's nice to supplement as you get food for big point birds. I'm grabbing some more food. And I think, yep, we still got to keep on getting food because we do not have the eggs for our Oriole, which is what we want to get down next. We've got 3 turns. We need to get the Oriole down and some eggs in it. So we're going to 2 rounds of food draw, play the Oriole, and that's a nice card for us. And then lay some eggs. Opponent's getting even more food. 2 rounds of food grabbing. We're just going to go to the end of the game and stop it after. The next 2 turns are, as I said, grabbing some food, getting the eggs we need for that Oriole. I was debating if I should lay eggs at the Oriole for my final turn, but because it's 5 points, it's 2 points that we would get out of it. So it'd be a 4-point turn. We've been doing so good that it almost seems not worth it. But there's also eggs and cavity nests that it will help out with. So we are going to wind up laying eggs. Opponent gets a nice tuck-in engine in his grasslands. And here we go, final round. We're going to lay some eggs. So very small play, very quiet play, but it'll help for the next 2 end of round goals. It'll get us on the board at least. So we're going to slow things down here a little bit again, see what pops up. Red-tailed hawk. We're going to grab that guy up and the skimmer. Skimmer helps with our fishery manager. Getting some good points here along the way. And the red-tailed hawk we want to deny. We don't want our opponent to be able to build out a strong grassland if we can help it. They didn't have the food for it anyways, but it could still be a good bird if they get lucky with a tray reset and get some rats. We got tons of birds that eat fish now. Too many to know what to do with. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Plays a chickadee. Pretty cheap bird this late in the game. We're doing much better with what we're getting. Now I think we're trying to figure out what's the next best cards to play. We've got the long spur. We've got so many cards. I can't even remember what I come up with here. We're really just grabbing food to see what the tray allows us to play and getting more cards. We like that avocet. Avocet makes us smile because it is a egg layer. So that is going to be my next play. We're happy to see that guy pop up. We need more egg generation for sure. Unfortunately, it can only put eggs in ground nests. So it's going to be competing with our quail's egg laying ability. But since we got this guy, now we start to feel a little more confident that the path forward is going to be this long spur. So that's what we're going to do next. Down goes a hummingbird. That's going to help us out a little bit in the end. Continuing to grab food here, we're not quite sure. You know, we could get a double play bird for our long spur. There's no rush in playing him too much. But at this point, I'm starting to lose track of how much food I have, what cards we want to play, what cards we don't want to play. We get that king rail. We have so many options now here. I'll be honest and say that I just was, at this point, a little lost as to what to do. I think I'm going to play my, oh, I do get an egg, which is nice. I think this really convinces me it's time to play that long spur. See what the bonus card is. Sometimes you want to save your bombs for the end of the game, but with things like bonus cards, it's good to get those down mid-ish game. It's good. It's really, it can be good at any time to get those guys down, but just so that you know what direction to go. And it provides you a little direction when you have the luxury of choice, which is not always the case for Wingspan. My my opponent is just running his grasslands here. He's got a nice setup, but a lot of cheap birds. Not great food. We are obviously got much luckier with our play. So yeah, we're gonna play this long spur now, I am sure. See what pops up. We got grassland only birds and ecologists. So we go with ecologists. We don't have any other birds. In fact, look at our birds. It's all wetland birds at this point. So now it's just gonna be a matter of grabbing food and hoping we can play 3 more birds that eat. Oh, we need to play 4 more birds that eat fish. But we definitely have options, some good bonus card birds and some good bombs. So now we're just going to keep getting more food and really trying to figure out what exactly we can get away with. We're skipping our Oriole, feeling confident that we have the food we need without helping out my opponent. We're well ahead this game, despite failing 2 of the 3 end goals. Got a wild turkey, that might be a good one. Another bomb, that's what we're here to see. Opponent plays a Merganser, another card that might have been good for us at some point. We have a ton of food. My opponent might be feeling all right at this point, only down by 5. They're going to give us both an egg and possibly a food. We've got that long spur now. Lay our egg. Does pass out of food for us. Nothing to do but grab a grub. We got nothing but the wild turkey that eats grain, and we already have 3, so we're just going to get another grub. Let's see what happens next. I think we might do one more. Yeah, we're going to do one more round of food draw. We have only 2 fish with lots of birds that eat fish, so we're going to hope we get more fish. And we get 1, but we get a reroll. That's 2. I'm not even paying attention to the fact that we can discard cards for food here. Almost never maxed out a forest, so I kind of forget about that. You could have, we got way more cards here than we can deal with, so definitely could have secured our victory even further. And we get ourselves a nice Bell's Vireo, another one to consider, depending on how our food situation is. We got only 4 fish and probably, man, 6, 7 fish birds we want to play. So, and I'm too lazy to do the math, so I'm just hoping that I've got enough now, and I know that I start playing birds at this point. 4 turns left. Opponent running their wetlands. Not much going on with them. But still, they're only down by 4. Could be worse. We're We're gonna wind. I don't know if we do our double play here. I think we might. We do. Great egret. Probably end up puffing. Let's get that puffing down while the getting's good. Did have to overpay. We're gonna have to overpay for any other fish bird that we want. We get ourselves ground nests. So looking good there. We've got 2, 3 with the oriole, and we've got the king rail. We got the ibis. We've got the vireo. So far we've got fishery manager, ecologist, and platform builder. Starting to get a little scary for my opponent. Opponent might just give us another food here. He does not. So time to get more birds down. We're going to play that ibis, trying to max out our fishery manager, costing us a couple extra cherries. So, but that's all right. Opponent's laying more eggs, laying eggs, giving us a few. Final end of round goal is eggs in the grassland. My opponent is well ahead on that one. Got to remember I keep on doing this here. Do we get more food? We do. Starting to feel good about our food situation here, despite not really having the fish we were hoping for. Well, it's got a decent engine, but they're out of eggs now on their blackbird, so only one more turn. We've got 2 more. We play our king rail. What do we pull? We pull cavity nests. And if you look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and with this vireo, that will be 6. So we just maxed out fishery manager. We've got a maxed out platform builder with vireo, and we have a maxed out nest box builder with the vireo as well. Continue to get eggs kindly. Is he going to give us a food? We'll see. Nope. Decides not to give us a food for the final turn. Makes sense. And for our final turn, we're going to play that vireo and see what we get. And out of those 2, we're going to get a ground nest because we also have a maxed out ground nest. Rodentologist is usually good, but we only had 1 bird that ate rodents, which is surprising for this game, but there you go. You can see we do max out all of our ground nests. All of our nest bonus cards, plus our fishery manager is maxed out. The only one that is suffering a little bit is ecologist, but all in all, a stellar performance, despite the fact that we lose every single end of round. We still score 127, which I believe to be my highest score without any power birds, raven, killdeer, Franklin skull. But at this point, with the game like this, I think it's hard to argue that the wood duck should not be counted in that category of power bird. It is just such a powerful bird that there really should be the big 5 as opposed to the big 4. But anyways, wanted to share this game with you. Get a huge score despite the lack of end of round. I thought it was kind of neat. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this format, and I will see you next time.